I like to put it into jars about 2 to 3 cups stock, and it always has. Hey everyone, I'm Sav and this is Lock Up Meats. Today I'm going to show you how to make a brown beef stock. Now, homemade beef stock is super simple to make, but it does take a little bit of practice to get it just right. But don't worry, I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks to get it to gel every single time. And once you start using this homemade beef stock in all your dishes, you'll never go back to store-bought. Let's take a look at the ingredients. We're going to need 3 pounds of meaty beef bones, 1 stick of celery, 1 large carrot, 1 teaspoon of peppercorns, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 12 cups of water, 1 onion, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 3 garlic cloves, and 1 bay leaf. Let's get cooking. All right, first thing we gotta do is give my puppies some of these bones. If you saw our roasted bone marrow video, then you know that they love these marrow bones. So of course I always have to get a few extra for them. There you go, you want that? Oh, Luca, you want one? Chauncey, you gonna get one? Take it, take it, rotate it. Rotate it. Chauncey, oh, stolen. There you go. Now, what makes this a brown beef stock versus just a normal beef stock is we're gonna be roasting everything. This is going to make the flavor so much deeper and richer. So the kind of bones that we're using are these meaty beef bones. So I'm using about 1.5 pounds of these beef neck bones and about 1.5 pounds of marrow bones. These bones have a lot of connective tissue and they're super nutrient dense. All these nutrients are gonna seep out into our beef stock. Stick around to the end, I'm gonna show you exactly what your beef stock is supposed to look like and why it is just so much better than our store-bought. But first, we need to roast these. So we're going to roast our bones. So we'll just put all of our bones into a pan like this. Make sure it has high sides because this has a lot of fat in it, so all that fat is gonna render out. All right, so we're gonna roast these at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. Now, while our bones are roasting, let's get our veggies ready. So we're just gonna chop up all our veggies into just some bite-sized pieces. It doesn't really matter. Again, this is just all going in our stock. But what I love about making your own homemade beef stock, or you can, do chicken stock, of course, too, any kind of, animal stock, you decide the flavor profile. So you can put in whatever you want. If you don't like carrots, don't put in the carrots. You can put in some parsley, too, any kind of spices you like. I like to keep it pretty basic, though. All right, so our bones have been roasting for 40 minutes. It's time to add our veggies. So we'll just throw these in there. So you can see there's lots of oil in the pan, so we don't need to add any extra. All right, so we're gonna roast these at 400 again for another 20 minutes. All right, now our veggies have been roasting for 20 minutes. We're going to add in our 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. This is what is going to give our beef stock that nice brown color. Kind of want to mix it in. The heat kind of activates it, so you do want to cook it just a little bit. Mix it into your veggies a bit. All right, so now we're going to cook this for 10 more minutes. All right, so now all of this is done roasting. We're just going to put everything into our stock pot. Make sure you get all this tomato paste too. Oops. All right, so as you can see, we've got a lot of fat still in this pan. We don't want it in our stock, so we're going to just discard this. So as you can see, there's still a little bit of fond, the stuck-on bits on this pan. So you wanna make sure your pan is still hot, and we're going to deglaze it with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So just pour that in and scrape up those bits. Now what this vinegar does is it helps draw all those nutrients and especially that collagen out of the bones. So you're not gonna taste the acidity in your stock, but it's gonna help a lot drawing out all those nutrients, the ones that we want. All right, and we'll just dump this into our stock pot. All right, we're gonna add in about a teaspoon of black peppercorns and our bay leaf. All right, and then we're gonna pour in 12 cups of water. You want to use about a quart of water per pound of bones. So if you wanna make more stock, if you wanna make less stock, just use 1 quart per pound of bones. All right, so now we're gonna turn on our stove to probably about medium. Now, the temperature is very important if you want this stock to gel correctly. So we want it at just a bare simmer. We don't want to boil it. That's going to make it a bit cloudy, and it's also going to destroy those proteins. So bring it up slowly to just a bare simmer where you just see some bubbles around the top. You want to simmer it uncovered. If you put that top on, then it may get too hot, it may start boiling. It's easier if you just leave the top off. And also some of that water is going to evaporate and it's going to concentrate the flavor. So with beef stock, we want to simmer this for about 8 to 12 hours. If you're making chicken stock instead, the chicken bones are a little less dense than these beef bones, so I would probably only simmer it 6 to 8 hours. Don't go over 8 hours. So our beef stock was simmering for about 8 hours. We went ahead and strained it. I like to put it in jars about 2 to 3 cups each because that's about how much I go through each week. So then I'll freeze them all, pull it out one by one as I need it. So I went ahead and let it cool completely because this is how you're gonna see if you made a good beef stock or not. So let's go ahead and open this. So you can see there's a little bit of fat on the top. We're gonna go ahead and scrape that off and you can just discard that. All right, and so this is exactly what you want. Look, you can cut it like Jell-O. Look at that. It's not liquid, it's completely Jell-O. So this is from all the gelatin from those bones leaching out into our stock. And this is what's gonna make those sauces or pan sauces that you make, the stews, just super rich and creamy and luxurious. This is why restaurant sauces are so amazing because they always make their stock with lots of gelatin. Like I said, beef stock is super easy to make, but it does take a little bit of practice to get it super gelatinized like this. I don't know if that's a word. So it doesn't take that much time. However, I do know everyone's super busy. There have been times where I don't have beef stock or chicken stock readily available. So I do have a little trick for you guys if you just have some store-bought stock, how to make it better. So you can use these unflavored gelatin packets. Take one of the packets, sprinkle it in about a cup of either store-bought stock, or maybe you made some homemade stock that doesn't have a ton of gelatin in it. And this will make your sauces amazing as well. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make beef stock. The full recipe can be found on my food blog at logmeats.com. I've got new delicious dishes coming out every week, so hit a like and subscribe below. I'll see you guys next time. Hey-do!